Welcome to my Days of Our Lives official channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before we begin, please hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. Nicole's life is thrown for a loop once more when Eric tells her something significant. Meanwhile, Xander is opening up to Sarah while lashing out at Nicole. Brady still distrusts Teresa, even though she helped him interrupt Holly and Tate's romantic retreat. What lies next in Salem? Nicole's life is thrown for a loop once more when Eric tells her something significant. Meanwhile, Xander is opening up to Sarah while lashing out at Nicole. Brady still distrusts Teresa, even though she helped him interrupt Holly and Tate's romantic retreat. Their prom plans go awry when Tate and Holly's effort to have some alone time behind locked doors is cut short. Brady and Teresa crash into the Salem Inn, interrupting the couple. Alex and Maggie, hoping to put their fight behind them, agree that it is time to put an end to it and go on. Ava nearly collapses as she hears what Harris has to say. His announcement knocks her for 6 and may alter her plans. EJ finally admits to witnessing Nicole and Eric kissing when they were both drunk. Leo is in prison, but he's just there to visit his mother. Just when they thought things couldn't get any more complicated, Johnny and Chanel receive additional information regarding the baby, leaving them with a pile of anxieties. When Lucas is forced to say his goodbyes to Kate, the situation becomes emotional. When Chanel's cramps get too severe, Johnny and Pauline must seek medical attention. Xander reveals some of his sensitive side as he tells Sarah about his difficult connection with Victor. Alex and Teresa make their position clear by announcing their intention to marry. Now that Teresa intends to become an honest woman, she must cover up her numerous bad deeds. Brady can't stop worrying that his ex is up to anything shady, and he doesn't hesitate to tell Alex how little he trusts Teresa. Things grow heated as Xander confronts Nicole. Gabi returns to Salem. Sherry Jimenez will now portray Gabi Hernandez. Now that Teresa intends to become an honest woman, she must cover up her numerous bad deeds. Brady can't stop worrying that his ex is up to anything shady, and he doesn't hesitate to tell Alex how little he trusts Teresa. Things grow heated as Xander confronts Nicole. Gabi returns to Salem. Sherry Jimenez will now portray Gabi Hernandez. I left him a message last night, but I haven't heard back from him, Johnny stated. Johnny pointed out that the director had more pressing concerns to address than Johnny's absence. Johnny received a call from Peyton. After a brief phone discussion, Johnny hung up. Johnny confirmed that he'd been replaced on set. Maybe you could join the production at a later time? Chanel stated. Johnny chuckled and stated that he didn't want to be anywhere other than with Chanel. Paulina was pacing the corridor as Johnny wheeled Chanel's wheelchair out of her hospital room. Are you going home? Paulina asked. Chanel looked away from Paulina, and Johnny stated that Dr. Green had released her. As Johnny began to wheel Chanel away, Paulina requested to say something first. I don't want to talk right now, Chanel grumbled. I promise it will not take long. I just wanted to express how sorry I am. If I could travel back in time, I would do things differently. I adore you to the moon and back. And I never intended to hurt you or your unborn kid. Now, I understand that you may never forgive me. But even if you do, I will regret what I did for the rest of my life, Paulina explained. Chanel requested Johnny to take her home. Johnny started wheeling Chanel away when Kayla returned. I'm delighted I caught you, Chanel. Kayla remarked, I was just reviewing your lab results, and I think there is something you should know. What did you find out? Chanel asked. Kayla volunteered to talk discreetly, but Chanel pushed her to speak openly. Dr. Green understood you were concerned about the cause of the loss. So doctor did some more tests, and the results just came in, Kayla explained. Paulina inquired as to whether the reason had been radiation exposure. It wasn't. You experienced what is known as a partly molar pregnancy. It occurs at conception. It's not very common, but if you want, I can get you some information about it. But, basically, the fetus wasn't viable from the start, Kayla explained. Chanel inquired if this meant she was always doomed to miscarry. Kayla nodded in agreement. Chanel rose to her feet, tears running down her cheeks, and hugged her mother. "Ma, I am so sorry that I blamed you for everything," Chanel said me. "You hush. You have absolutely nothing to apologize for," Paulina said. "But I was so cold to you, so mean," Chanel responded. Paulina assured Chanel that everything would be fine. Kayla advised Chanel that they would need to observe her for several months. Johnny, worried, inquired as to why. "It's unlikely, but just to make sure there's no complications," Kayla informed me. Worried, Paulina asked Kayla whether she could remotely watch Chanel in Los Angeles. Chanel stated that this was not necessary because they had opted to stay in Salem. In the park, Tate begs Alex not to tell his mother anything. Alex wouldn't. He used to have phony IDs, too. He knows Tate was only hooking up with his friend before departing for the summer. However, he warns Aaron about drinking and driving. Alex continues his sprint as the boys stress out about the bullet they just dodged. Tate gives Aaron his airline ticket. In a few hours, Aaron will arrive in New York, and Tate will be able to spend the summer with Holly. In the square, Stefan points out that Gabi might have told Eric about Jude quietly. Instead, she publicly humiliated EJ because she despised him for what he did to her. Of course, she despised EJ. Gabi declares. He imprisoned her, and she lived in constant anxiety. She endured weeks in solitary confinement, fearing she would never see Stefan or Ariana again. If it had been up to EJ, she would have been left to rot for the rest of her life. EJ received what he deserved. Can they go home and forget about it? No, baby, Stefan replies. We can't. At the mansion, EJ tells Holly that he kept Jude's secret because of fear that Nicole would reconnect with Eric. Holly is relieved Eric has Jude back and resents what EJ done. She does, however, understand how desperate you feel when lying is your only option. EJ thanks her for mentioning that. After she leaves, EJ gives Stefano's image a little smirk. Eric tells Jude at the airport that he can't take the job in Paris right now. Nicole did not believe he would. Eric cannot comprehend what EJ is going through right now. I wouldn't feel sorry for EJ, she adds with tight teeth. Later, Eric mulls on what EJ did. Nicole explains that he kept the truth from her because he was afraid they might reunite. Eric gives an emotional gaze and says, "Let's get out of here." Stefan tells Gabi that he loves her, but he is enraged right now. He is not on EJ's side, but he vowed to keep silent in exchange for her release. He thought they might finally live in peace, but now he must prepare for a full-fledged war. He moves away from her. Text reads, "Subscribe to Soap's Days of Our Lives newsletter. Get breaking news alerts, daily recaps, exclusive interviews, and spoilers delivered directly to your inbox." Holly meets Aaron at the park. He assures her Tate is getting his baggage and will be there soon. He tells her that nothing will ruin this for them. Tate returns to the townhouse and attempts to break free from Brady, who is taking him to the airport. Teresa maintains that they will both take him. However, she receives a call from Alex, who requests her return to the mansion to sign the prenup. Before leaving, she reminds Tate that she understands this isn't the summer he expected, but she's only looking out for his best interests. She adores him. Tate sighs with relief as they hug. Eric pushed Jude's pram by Gabi on the square. He appreciates what she done. She's thrilled for him and proud of herself, even though Stefan is upset with her. Thanks for watching. If you like this video, so please don't forget to subscribe my channel and don't miss any update.